Sometimes you just need to start making things. Sometimes it doesn't really matter if it's high quality, perfect lighting, perfect setup, messed up sheets in the background, after shower, hair undone. Sometimes you just need to make something, and it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to exist. And if you have an idea or a desire to create and make something, then you should do it and not wait on someone to give you permission, and not become too obsessed with the how. Instead, become obsessed with the why. Why are you doing it? Why are you making something? Why are you inspired to create songs or to draw or to share a poem with one of your friends? What in your soul and spirit ignites you and brings you to life? For me, it's my family. It's my desire to be free, I think, from a lot of things. It's my obsession with building things and writing stories and telling stories. I have a passion for telling stories. And it doesn't matter if my brothers are screaming in the background, making noise. I live at my mom's house. You know, I can't make things perfect, and I cannot control things to my own narrative. I can do my best to try to make good content and good quality videos, but at the end of the day, what matters is that I'm here creating something. I turned 25 in 3 months' time, and when I was 20, 21, I used to say and preach to every 25-year-old I met just how young 25 really is, and how you could screw up for another 5 years and you're only 30. But to be honest, as I approach this birthday, it's the first time I really feel like I am running out of time. And I feel a bit hopeless and a bit like I just need to grow up and give up on trying to do this thing, my artistry, content creation, whatever it is I'm trying to do. Honestly, it's just everything creative. I want to write movies, I want to direct, I want to act, I want to sing, I want to play guitar, I want to play bass, I want to play keys. I just want to be creative. I think that's why, to a degree, I need this album that I'm working on. It is a culmination of my present day life mixed with a desire to be excited about what's ahead of me, and a desire to motivate myself, to remind myself just how young I really am and just how much time I really do have to keep going. And I understand it's important to live in the present, and it's important to some degree, live like there is no tomorrow. But to be honest, I see so many big, incredible things in my future that I can't help but put my head down and work and work and work my 20s away, because I just want to be able to sit back when I'm in my 30s. I think that I won't regret hustling and hustling like this in my 20s when I'm in my 30s, when I'm doing this full time. And who knows, if my artistry really takes off the way I dream it does, one day I might actually be able to sit back and say, oh yeah, my music is paying the bills. I'm here at 33 Peak with Sunit, and I'm playing on the overhead radio, man. We made it. And that's all I need. I can actually create freely with no pressure on my shoulders to do it a certain way, like I'm feeling now. I'll be honest, even making this video, I don't know where I'm going with it. I just wanted to make something tonight because I am stuck in the world that I've created for myself, and I feel powerless. But there's power in my creativity and my artistry, and there's a degree of authenticity to this that I think is so important and that I want people to see, because trying to do something you love for a living has a price, and that is time, money, friendships, your ego and reputation, and your health at times. And it's okay to balance those things, and you should be able to have a balance and have a life. But also sometimes you got to put in a little bit more work than the average person is putting in. You know, all of us artists are working 2 jobs at all times. Actually, multiple jobs at all times. We have our day jobs that pay the bills, or barely pay the bills, or don't even pay the bills. We have the work that we do with music that we charge for, which is probably not that much if you're like me. And then we're content creators, we're marketers, we're salespeople for our own brand, artist development ambassadors, we are performers, we are all of these things in one, and it can take so much out of you to try to do this. And you have to ask yourself, do I want this? Do I actually want this? You know, why am I choosing a life that is going to destroy me? I ask myself that question a lot, honestly. But the reason that I know that this is what I am made to do is because I can't help but run to it every time I feel stressed, every time I feel exhausted by my life. Even as I'm so tired of creating and marketing and making videos for my social media, guess what I'm doing to escape that right now? This video. But this is different because I'm creating from a place of let me just actually make something as an artist. A little video, let me just talk my stuff out, you know? And maybe it'll be a little cathartic for me. And honestly, it is. And so I know this is what I want to do, because in the times that I'm stressed out doing it, I still run to it. And I feel blessed that I know that, because how many people know what they want to be and what they want to do without a shadow of a doubt? How many people know what they love to their core, and they know that they love it so much that they're willing to bet the rest of their life on it? That is how I feel about my artistry. That is how I feel about this album that I'm working on. That is how I feel about my life. I think I was not made to be a normal, as cringe as that sounds, I'm not supposed to be a normal guy, but you know what I mean. I'm not built for this corporate life. I didn't go to college for more than 1 semester without realizing this is not for me. I landed a good job. I'm a web developer right now. That's a huge blessing. But at the end of the day, just because I can do that life and I can push myself to work in corporate America or work in something, a salesman, and maybe I could make a lot of money in that field if I really locked in. I have to fight myself sometimes, because at the end of the day, it's not me. Just because I can do it doesn't mean I should. So I'm finding a balance. My 9 to 5 is a steady, solid gig. I'm very grateful for it. And it's part of the reason I'm able to invest in my music, right? I can buy equipment like this now. I can actually think about maybe moving out of my mom's house and getting an apartment and figuring out my life, But there are times when I am drawn to just want to run away from all of it. And guess where I run to? My art. And I think, I have a duty, and we as artists have a duty to create an obligation, if you will, to create art that is meaningful and create art in such a way that it is for people who cannot create art or aren't in a position to create art on a massive scale. It is our duty to inspire ourselves so that we can inspire others. It is our duty to uplift ourselves so that we can uplift others. And it is also our duty to take care of ourselves so that we can take care of others. And unfortunately, sometimes that requires a lot of sacrifice at the beginning. But my desire with this is to go as far as I can go in such a way that maybe one day I can sit back, breathe easy, and I can take care of my whole family. Or at least me and my wife and kids one day. But honestly, every older person I've talked to in my position, tells me, hey dude, you're single, you're 24, like this is the time to take a risk and go for it. But I'm watching people that are my age getting married, having kids, they're moving on. And like I said, I'm running out of time now. It's like, it's not a game anymore. It's not just for fun. And I have to face that. So This journey is not for the weak, and frankly, there's no destination anyway. So I'm really trying to learn how to find a balance of feeling like I'm doing enough and being productive, while also being present and grateful for how far I've already come. You know, I started making beats in my closet when I was 19. I taught myself how to produce from the ground up, and I'm still learning to this day, 5 years in. I have produced over 10 albums now, and it's just been an incredible, wonderful ride, and I haven't even gotten started, you know, in the rest of the world's eyes. People don't know me. Nobody's heard of me. I'm slowly making connections in my local area, but at the end of the day, I'm just a guy. You know, I'm out here just trying to do this, and I'm grateful for every moment and memory. And frankly, my favorite part of this journey has been the moments where I took risks and I wasn't afraid, and I was conscious of my youth and used it to my advantage. You know, the fact that I had time on my hands. And I forget that sometimes, even still, how blessed I am to be in a position to dream about my future. And that's also why I feel so obligated to work so hard, is so I can give back to people who don't have that luxury. It is a privilege to be able to daydream about the life you want one day. So many people out here are just trying to survive. They don't get to dream. I owe it to those people to dream harder than I've ever dreamed before, and to work harder than I have ever worked before, because I can put myself in a position where I can give back on a massive, massive scale and glorify God on a massive, massive scale. And that's my ultimate desire. That's the aim of this album. That's the aim of my mission. That is my why. Is I owe it to myself, who was 19 and daydreaming about the future, just wanted to be a great artist, didn't care about fame or any of that. I just wanted to be great at my craft. I owe it to that kid because he dreamed of being on huge stages because he believed he could. And I owe it to my parents, who tried to go and do the same thing, but hit roadblocks along the way and had to divert and figure out their own goals and dreams and figure out how to raise a family while in the process of still chasing their dreams. And I owe it to my brothers, who have believed in me, looked up to me during this journey, and I'm sure judged me during this journey as well, lovingly, of course. But I owe it. I just feel that I owe it to the world, and I owe it to God to be my best self. And I think personally, it's not a money thing, it's not a fame thing, but I just believe that if I work hard and I stay motivated, that I can impact people on a massive scale, and that is the goal. And as I redefine that and I begin to say that out loud publicly again, I find myself afraid, because I am gonna have to face that people are going to doubt me or think that I'm crazy for trying to take this thing as far as I can take it. Some people will think I'm cocky as I grow and become more successful. Like, you have to face all of those things, and you have to face judgment, and that is a part of it. And the quicker you can accept that, the quicker you can get back to creating, and instead of consuming and wasting time. And I am tired of wasting time. I am out of time. And again, I know I'm not. At the same time, I know I'm not. I know I'm so young, and I could start completely over. I could start completely over in 10 years from now. You know, I could put another 10 years into this and I could still start over at 34 and be like, you know what, I'm gonna move to another country, or I'm gonna get a new job, try a new career field. Maybe I'll go back to college. You can always go back, you know? But at the end of the day, I've always known this is what I want to do. I have no doubt in my mind. I've been passionate about music and art and creativity since I was a child. I've made videos since I was a kid. I was made for this. This is what I do. I hope by watching the reality of my life and my process and me opening up my room to you and my space and being honest about where I'm at inspires you to some degree. Hopefully to a great degree, so much so that you take action today and do what you want to do. Sometimes you just need to make something. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to exist.